Yeah,
Hello.
because Salt Lake is the capital of Utah.
Yeah, anyway. Hello, humans. Yeah, problem sleuth. Oh, shit. Wait. They can hear you? Yes. Uh, why aren't you showing up? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Alright. Let's see. How much do we want to do with this? I don't know. I'm gonna do a thing real quick. Crap. Um, for my own sake. Hello? Where'd you go? There you go.
So,
Okay. But yeah, this should be fun. So currently only Jesse is here. He's just gonna be hanging out as we go through some
the other
goofy
one's sleeping.
thing.
The other one just barely fell to sleep. So,
The the other one just barely fell to sleep. That that's
yep,
amazing.
just barely.
Let's see.
Come on,
Oh,
Steve.
that's better. So this is split up into chapters.
Like an actual book.
Yeah, there are 22 of them. So
Sick.
me thinking. What am me thinking? How many chapters do you think?
How how long? How much do I think?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think how to split that up. Let's go.
Because it's 1,700 pages.
1,700 pages, you asked.
Yes.
If you were to do 7.5 chapters, you would have three equally distributed parts.
7. Uh, Let me see here. That's 219 to 302 to 402, 448, 546, 604, 666 to 742. So about like 75 pages per chapter?
All right. So, but I mean, I read through some of it. They're about as long as a Homestuck page.
Are they now?
Uh, well, the parts that I was reading, yes.
Hmm. We could easily do like 300 pages, I think.
Yeah,
So that's 100. That's another 100. So I think we get to chapter 5. I think we could do
sure.
that.
Yeah, that sounds gay. Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's start. You are one of the top problem sleuths in the city. Solicitations for your service are numerous in quantity, compensation adequate. It is a balmy summer evening. You are feeling particularly hard-boiled tonight. What will you do? Quickly retrieve arms from safe. You've got arms, numbnuts. Retrieve your gun. There are dames to be rescued. You are quite positive there has never been a gun in your office, and never will be. Frankly, the notion strikes you as reckless and foolhardy. Break through glass with fist to unlock door. You don't know why you are assuming the door will be locked. You don't usually keep the door to your office locked. Nonetheless, a guy this hard-boiled doesn't go messing around with totally unmanly things like knobs. You send your meaty fist through fist glassward. Thud. It seems there never was a glass element to the door. It was just a piece of paper taped to it. Take the piece of paper. The piece of paper was added to your inventory. Hey, look at that inventory system. It's the same for the guys in intermission. Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Manhandle the doorknob. There are dames to be rescued. The door is locked. Funny, you don't remember locking it. Call the royal locksmith. The most plainly obvious course of action is to call a locksmith. You examine the phone. While it appears to be hooked up to an active phone line, the rotary dial and receiver cord are both missing. You won't be talking to anyone on this phone. Check pockets and desk drawers for phone parts. Unfortunately, your desk has no drawers, since it is a board resting on some cinder blocks with faux wood panel siding. Your pocket, however, yields bountiful returns. You found some candy corn. Get key. You pick up the gun. The grip is cold against your palm. This is your only friend in the world right now. It's gonna be a long night. Next. Store candy corn in safe. Thinking the precious cargo may not be secure in your pocket, you explore alternatives. But you don't know the combination to the safe. You figure it's probably hidden somewhere in your office. Check the other side of the paper. You have decided to examine piece of paper. Next. Eureka! You discovered a sequence of numerals. 41, 23, 66. Open safe. You will use sequence of numerals on the safe. Next. The safe doesn't seem to work. It appears to be a replica of a safe's facade, concealing something beneath it on the wall.
What?
That's highly redundant. There's a painting of a clown under the safe. Look under the fake wood paneling of the desk. There's a flask of whiskey under the desk. Get ye flask. You pick up the flask of whiskey. Drink the whiskey and remember the good old days. How do you expect to drink from the flask of whiskey when it is not in your jacket pocket? What? What's your inventory then, if not your pockets? How do you expect to drink? Oh shit, I already read that. Exchange gun for whiskey, then drink. You swap the key for the flask of whiskey, and wield it accordingly. Cool. Ow. You topple backwards onto your desk, use the key on the door and open it. You re-equip your gun so you can blow a hole in the lock to open the door. It looks like your gun only has 1 bullet left. Are you sure you want to use it in this way? You might need it in case you have to off yourself later. Check what is taped to the bottom of the phone. As you stoop to look at the bottom of the phone, your finger slips and you blow the lock off the door. Hey, do you think Andrew Hussey wanted to fire the gun instead of looking at the phone? Do you think maybe? Maybe you think?
Maybe.
Maybe. Never mind.
Somebody
What's under the phone?
currently getting
You're always getting harassed. It is a business card for Busts RS. Probably a brothel considering the lame double entendre slogan in the phone number, which, if turned upside down, spells boobies. Take card. You put Busts RS card in your inventory. You also put the phone upright and back on its hook to make sure you don't miss any important calls from would-be clients. Walk out of the room through the now unlocked door. The door still will not open. It appears that it was never locked in the first place. Something must be obstructing its path. Look through a newly made hole in the door. No wonder the door won't open. Blocking it is an enormous and magnificent bust of Ben Stiller in his role as Starsky in the 2004 Retromania comedy remake of Starsky and Hutch. Lying on the floor appears to be an unfortunate bystander, an employee of Bus R Us. He was polishing the bus right in front of your door for some reason. Okay, take the bus sunglasses. You can't reach them. In any case, they are probably just a part of the statue and not actual sunglasses. You spend the next half hour trying to reach them. Take a close look at the mysterious clown picture. The painting is exquisite. There's something funny about about his eyes, though. Light seems to be shining through from the other side. Look through the eyes of the clown. It's too bright in this room to see anything in there. You do think you hear a voice, though. You can't tell what it is saying. There was cinder block at the door. You're just so angry about not being able to reach those sunglasses, you're about to lose it. You first consolidate all the scrapped wood into a neat pile, then hoist the block towards the door. Next. It sounds like something was knocked loose on the other side. Huh. What? There's a key.
What the fuck?
There's a key. What is the key for, though? Peer out the window
I
to
don't
see
fucking know.
what floor you're on. You face east in the room to look out the window. Bright daylight floods the room through the glass. You've always been a stickler for natural light. This is the only source of light in the room. What makes this particularly strange is the fact that it is 10 o'clock in the evening. Take a look outside. Man, that is quite lovely, ain't it? It's a view from your third floor office. You gaze abstractly at the commotion below. Same scene, same faces, every day. It's like it hardly ever changes. Not that you can afford to pay much attention to scenery, with your mind wrapped around the latest problem to Sleuth, and your lips around your flask. Ask the movers with the moving van to remove Star Sky statue. You shout toward the moving truck, hoping someone might be willing to bust your problem, so to speak. You do your best pantomime of Ben Stiller as a Star Sky statue, but it doesn't seem like anyone can see or hear you. Throw a cinder block in window, thereby discovering it is fake. You think you have a pretty good idea about how your office works by now. Acting upon this hunch, you hoist another cinder block glassward. Look. Pick up shard of glass and put it in your inventory. No clue is too trivial for the keen problem sleuth. Your motto is, let no inventory go uncluttered. Too true. Too true. What's that? You catch a glimpse of the reflection in the glass. It's the wall behind you. Turn around. Now facing south, you pause to marvel at the beauty of your office wall mural celebrating ethnic diversity. You had a commission some time ago by a promising young artist. Best $11,000 you ever spent. Okay. Amazing mural, but why? Read the note under the coffee. Why are there notes under everything? It appears to be another business card. At a glance, one might think it is a calling card for a lady of the night named Muriel, with a typo in her name, given the poor spelling exhibited elsewhere. But on closer inspection, it is more likely a misspelling for mural, given the smudged out pun about walls. The suggestion in the phone number is probably regarding the old coat of paint rather than anyone's clothes. It is an easy enough mistake to make, though you feel sorry for anyone who at any point in the past may have called while under the wrong impression. Using the chair, cinder blocks, and paneling, make a fort. Actually, I have an idea. And idea is music at a low enough volume, but you can still hear it. At least I think you guys should be able to. Let's up that a bit, because that's kind of quiet. Maybe not. That is still too loud. Okay. Better, methinks. Okay. You stash the Madame mural card in your inventory and set about making a really cool fort in your office. It's complete with a front step and a chimney. You're really proud of your craftsmanship. Use your imagination to play make-believe. Inside your fort, you are only bound by the walls of your imagination and several small pieces of particle board. Fantasize. This is what being a hard-boiled problem sleuth is all about. It's about being strong, a strong silent type oozing with confidence, charisma, and other fine qualities, such as not being trapped in your own office. It's about having a working phone, a real desk, not one, but two steak dinners, and some hysterical broad on the line yakking about some fella she's got troubles with. It's always the same thing with damn dames. You comfort yourself in the sublime fantasy by now and then saying things into the phone, such as, "Now calm down a second, Toots," and, "Hey, take it easy, sweetheart. I can barely understand a word you're saying." Ring ring. Your call is rudely interrupted by a ringing noise. It can't be the phone because you're already on it. Ring ring. Something is ringing in your office. Check it out. Answer the phone in a very hard-boiled way. Pick up the phone and mutter some impatient greetings into the useless receiver. There is no response. Looks like you just lost another client to technical difficulties. Throw the devil phone out the window. You're fed up with your shitty phone. It has screwed you out of a case for the last time. Go look. You're probably going to need to get that back somehow. Crack open window. Even though the window is broken, you decide to open it. You slide the lower pane upward, but the whole window frame seems to slip from its anchored position. Next. What? Okay, cool. The window comes off the wall altogether. On closer examination, it seems to be a false window with a picture inside it. The picture is lit from within, sort of like a sophisticated light box. Put window down. How the... wait, huh? How did the brick and bone go through... Excuse me! What kind of reality warping character is this? Oh, problem Sleuth pages are shorter on average than Homestuck pages. Audible, but not very fitting, lol. I'm literally just shuffling through the whole Homestuck soundtrack, so of course it's not going to be very fitting. But you know, we love music whiplash, don't we? The window light box is plugged into the wall behind it. The false window was concealing a large safe. Place false window in inventory. The false window was way too big to carry around, stupid. But you did find a curtain rod just under the top edge. You never did get around to putting up drapes. Then again, it never did make much sense to cover up the only source of light in your office. You put the curtain rod in your inventory. You use numbers from sheet of paper to open the safe. I'm curious, is this window... I think this window is probably referenced in Homestuck, I think. I mean, a lot of things in this are, but like this in particular, that is also used as a plot point later on in the story.
Yeah.
Anyway. You examine the heavy-duty safe. You must be keeping some serious loot in here. Enter the combination. You enter the sequence of numerals from the piece of paper. The combination works. However, instead of opening the safe, the dial has simply popped open to reveal a keyhole. It looks like it requires a key that looks more like a house key or a car key rather than one of those old-fashioned looking keys which tend to be littered all over video games, which you are quite sure you have never once seen lying around in your office. You don't need this piece of paper anymore. Crumple it up and throw it away. You discard the piece of paper. Shoot safe. Your key is out of bullets. Amazing. Truly terrific. Get cinder block and phone receiver out of false window. It's a long way down. You'll have to think of a way to reel them in if you want them back. Unplug the window to conserve electricity. You unplug the false window, which is probably burning through electricity with its powerful fluorescent bulbs and strange spatial warping properties. You're not made of money. The room goes dark. Look through the eyes of the clown. With the room darkened, you should now be able to see through the painting. Next. Gadzooks, it's another urban mural. This one is particularly unpleasant. You have a feeling it might have been placed there just to annoy you. You hear a voice from the other side. It's hard to tell what it's saying, but you think you can make out the words toots and sweetheart now and then. It's hard to tell how far away the mural is. The clown's eyes are so close together you can only see through one at a time, limiting your depth perception. You wonder what kind of freak this painting was made for. If only you had some sort of thin, extendable implement to poke through the hole to tell how far away it is. Push the curtain rod through one of the clown's eye holes. You feel the curtain rod bump into something not too far into the wall. Get a look at the unobstructed view. It is the adjacent office. The man at the desk is talking to a client about some sort of problem which requires sleuthing. Next. It is your loathsome arch nemesis, Ace Dick. He is always scooping you on the best cases. That portly son of a bitch makes your blood boil. Shout insults at Ace Dick through the clown painting. That's backwards. You shout, but he cannot hear you. The walls may be too thick, or he is just engrossed in his conversation. It sounds like he is arguing over a misunderstanding about the nature of the services provided by Bus R Us, and an alarmingly large bill for those services. In the darkness, you stub your toe on the false safe cover. You utter more profanity. Plug the damn window back in. Inflated electric bills or not, you are getting sick of stubbing your toe on things. Drop-kick the door. The door bears the brunt of the bottled up shitstorm brewing within. Examine aftermath of shitstorm. The key, which you can't actually see and don't actually know is there, jingled a bit. You'll have to throw something heavier against the door if you want to knock it loose. Throw cinder block at the door. You take the cinder block, which was formerly your fort's front step. You decide you could stand to part with it, since you've been stubbing your toe on it constantly since you built it. Clunk. The key still won't jingle loose. It looks like you'll need to throw an even heavier object at the door. Check out what's on the false safe. Since Ace seems so intent on being able to see into your office, it looks like you put up something for him to look at. Fuck you, Ace. More like Ace retard. 1003391. Take the note. You stash the note to Ace Dick. Investigate coffee machine looking object in the corner. It appears to be some kind of heating unit to keep the coffee hot. It looks heavy. Pick it up. It looks quite heavy and hot. You contemplate throwing it at the door, but something occurs to you first. You don't want to knock the keys on the floor and not be able to reach them. Re the sunglasses fiasco. You'd better be prepared to catch them in something after you throw it. Use hat as a key net, then throw coffee maker. You resolve to catch key with your hat. You let the ponderous appliance fly. Catch the key. Wait. How? With quick reflexes, you shove your hat through the hole in time to rescue the key. Okay, 1. No. 2. How did the hat get through the hole? And, pull hat back in. You got the safe key. You can't think of a safer place for it than where it is now. Playback message on the reel-to-reel. You keep the hidden recording device in your office to record anything said that might be incriminating. Unfortunately, the only incriminating statements it recorded were likely made by yourself. So, should I strip first? Yes, you will. Want to strip thoroughly before I provide my service. Okay, I'm stripping now. Swap the safe key with the candy corn. Your prized confections will be safer here. The recording tape begins to unspool while you're preoccupied. Peep through the clown eyes into Ace Dick's office. That didn't work too well, but okay. You remember you're pissed off at Ace Dick, and in addition to which, you haven't been able to pee once in the 13.5 hours you've been locked in your office. You decide to exact revenge by unleashing a torrent of urine through one of the painting holes, preferably while he is spying on you. Unfortunately, your aim isn't that good, and you don't even come close to getting pee through the holes. The painting is now a smelly mess. Use the key on the safe. You unlock the safe with the safe key. The safe opens to reveal a hidden room. You don't need the safe key anymore, so you discard it. Wrap yourself in recording tape like a mummy. Wow, what a fucking waste of time. March into the room with wild abandon. Wow. Chapter 2 of 22. Maybe now's a good time to save your game? Click link below. Yay! Chapter 2! You enter your secret chamber. It's a dark alcove you use to store a few modest valuables, and duck into whenever you're on a case and things start to get too hot to handle, which is never. Check out the paper on the floor. Fuck off, asshole. Asshole. You're the asshole, or is Ace Dick the asshole? It appears to be a note delivered to you from Ace Dick. It smells a little like pee. You hate him so much, you stash the unpleasant note in your inventory. Play a haunting tuba refrain. You can't do it. The tuba is filthy. Check out the paper on the wall. Second-hand pornography. Handling your dirty instruments since 1920. Rusty trombones, filthy tubas, funky trumpets, and more. 1-800-SAX-SAX-SAX. It's another business card for an intriguing trade. Some of these services sound really exotic. Put a card in your inventory. Get in dummy elevator. Climb into the elevator, sometimes called a dumbwaiter. It's pitch black inside. There's only one direction to go. Go down. The dumbwaiter goes down a little bit, then stops. This is as far as it goes. The interior is somewhat illuminated from light coming in through a slit on the wall you're facing. It looks like you can slip objects through it as long as they are narrow enough. Peep through the slit. It's hard to see anything through it, but you hear a voice again. Listen. Cutscene. It's Ace Dick's office again. He is still on the phone and sounds really surly. Okay. He seems quite upset about a mix-up involving large stone busts instead of some other service he believed he was getting. Next. He seems to be wondering if he has the right business card. Feed your Busaurus card through slot. You deposit into the slot the Busaurus card, but pee on the card beforehand. A little too late, you realize you should have peed on the card to stick it to Ace. You decide to pee on it anyway. Cool, good job. How much pee does one man have in their own bladder? Cutscene. Ace Dick picks up the card and puts it in his inventory. He considers the card carefully. Next. He calls a number, hoping this one will bring satisfaction. Next. After a little while, some whores show up. And cutscene. Looks like Ace got the better of you once again. Take swig from flask of whiskey. Feelings of dejection overwhelm you. You are tired of being shown up by your rival. He gets everything, all the good cases, the women, the ability to open his office door. You'd wager he even enjoys the lion's share of the candy corn. You down a stiff belt from your flask of whiskey. You experience a boost in your imagination. Clean horns. Suddenly, you're entirely dissatisfied with the condition of these horns. It is an absolute disgrace. You won't stand for it. You set about polishing the instruments, but it seems your imagination is too high to conduct normal day-to-day activities. You topple some of the horns, the clarinet breaks. If only there were a place that could serve as a proper outlet for such a high degree of imagination until the condition passed. Back to the old fort. In your heightened sense of imagination, you fall down the stairs. You better get to the safety of your fort fast. You're no good to anyone out here. Hurry! You feel safe and sound in the cozy confines of your wobbly particle board walls. Drift into realm of make-believe. Oh, that's quite the realm of make-believe you got there. Next, you stand in your imaginary office. With the mind, anything is possible. Your imaginary phone is ringing. Answer the imaginary phone. A whole bag of candy corn. 2 stakes, a revolver, an actual window, an actual safe, and, yeah, a phone. Answer the imaginary phone. You answer the phone in the best Depression-era fast-talking way possible. On the other line is a satirical dame. You tell her to calm down and give you the skinny on what all the hubbub is about. Her answers are vague and one-dimensional. The case is quickly going nowhere. It turns out your imagination sucks. Eat steak dinners with hands. The steak dinners have been sitting around for a while. They are both spoiled. Aw, that's sad. Gorge yourself on imaginary candy corn. They don't taste as good as real candy corn. Nevertheless, it gives you your pulchritude a small boost. What the fuck does that word even mean? Try to take imaginary gun back into real world. You pick up the gun. You'd like to bring it back with you, but you cannot fathom how that is possible. Tread confidently through office door. Hello? Okay. You exit your office door into the hallway. Go harass A-Stick. Burst through A-Stick's imaginary door, rolling up your non-existent sleeves, but he is nowhere to be found. His imaginary room is empty, but most likely because Ace is currently not using his imagination. So, Imagination World is an actual world that exists that you can visit anytime you so please, apparently. Leave the room. You exit, but not before you leave and imaginary present on the floor. Good grammar, hussy. Great grammar. Next, we're now facing south on the hallway. Enter the PI room. You hear noises behind the door. It sounds like swing music and riotous times being had. Whoever is in this office probably has a terrific imagination, but the door is locked. Follow the exit sign. You feel your imagination beginning to fade, so you hurry downstairs to the imaginary street. You find your motley collection of items which you earlier threw out the window, in a fit of rage, stupidity, or both. Look at your office window. You see a familiar face through the window, a friendly face. Next. Your imagination wears off. Next. Experience the lingering effects of your imagination. The stat remains at the same level, but no longer affords you its advantages. However, you remain just as useless in the real world. You are going to need to figure out a way to sober up fast. A coffee with no regard for temperature. You drink the coffee, which is lukewarm. It is foul, bitter, and ridiculously strong. You can only drink a little of it. Your imagination is reduced, while your vim enjoys a healthy boost. You feel terrific now, fit as a fiddle, and bristling with coordination. 2 pieces of candy corn fall onto the floor. No, your candy corn! You put the candy corn in your hat. The phone is ringing again. Go check it out. The phone is now missing 3 components, making it that much more difficult to answer this call from an undoubtedly hysterical dame. If only you could think of a way to reel in objects from the weird window mind space universe. Flip window upside down and shake to retrieve phone. You try to shake your belongings from the blasted portal. Next. It appears to run on Etch-a-Sketch technology. Make lasso out of tape and pull phone back in. You use the magnetic tape to form a lasso. Maybe you can reel in your belongings this way. However, you think the tape lasso is way too light and flimsy to throw out the window. With any significant distance or accuracy, you'll need something to weigh it down. Cut to the chase and use cinder block. You tie the tape to the cinder block using it as an anchor. Throw out window. Examine the mural for hidden clues. Well, that... good job. Real amazing stand-up work there. Examine the mural for... Oh, I already fucking read that. It looks like there are 2 holes in the mural. They are spaced far apart, just wide enough for someone with sensible human anatomy to look through with both eyes. 95% they'll look through them. You unplug the window again and have a gander. Next. Problem Sleuth is... impolite. Very rude. It's an unpleasant note. You can tell using your depth perception that the note is very close. Close? I don't lisp except for just then. Close. Only a few inches from your face. A curtain brought that note. A painting of an elf jostles on the other side. It falls to reveal a safe. The safe pops open, revealing a painting of an elf. Look through elf holes. Who is this man? Who is this guy that exists? It is the office of yet another one of your competitors, Pickle Inspector. He looks dazed, as if perhaps he's been trapped in his office for some time. There are strange glass containers in the corner. You wonder if there might be a business card, worded professionally, of course, for a glass blower, somewhere in his office, perhaps taped to something like a cinder block, or the back of an elf painting. His office is dark for some reason. Next. You suddenly hear noises coming from Ace Dick's office. You figure as long as your office is dark, you might as well check on him through the clown holes. Take a look. The whores tied up Ace Dick up in a chair and stole his phone. The Huggy Bear bust is cracked open, and the treasure which was undoubtedly stashed inside has been stolen too. He was probably tortured for the information. Rejoice. You celebrate by mustering one of the silliest dances you've attempted in hours. Next. Dick hears your shenanigans from the other side. He seems to be pleading for help to cut the rope. Try to get the Hutch bust's attention. You can't imagine how you can get the statue's attention. You begin to covet the Hutch bust, and whatever secrets it guards. Climb down the tape to retrieve your things. The reel is way too weak to hold your weight. It will probably only be able to support and reel in lighter objects. Activate the reel-to-reel. The reel begins to turn, pulling the tape taut. The cinder block below does not budge. If the tape is retied to a lighter object, it will likely be pulled in through the window automatically. Give Ace piece of glass to cut rope. You go into the back room and down the elevator. Slip glass through slot. Like this is going to, like he's going to actually be able to reach the thing. Hello, problem sleuth. Okay, there we go, finally loaded. Ace retrieves the shard of glass. He uses it to cut himself free. How though? But how? Next. You are now Ace Dick. You begin to question this feud you've been embroiled in with your neighbor for so long. After all, he did just give you the number for some honest-to-God horrors, even if they did ultimately rob you. He also just helped you escape. Maybe it's time to bury the hatchet and help him out of his office. You feel you should get some supplies from your safe first. Though, if only you could remember the combination. Check behind paper stuck to door for combo. You can't pull it off. It's stuck fast. Maybe a heavy object will knock it loose. Throw Hutch Bust at it. Using the extraordinary strength due to your unusually high VIM characteristic, you lift the bust easily. You send the Owen Wilson paper ward. Next. The bust crashed through the window, knocking out an employee of Madame Mural. He was wheeling a portable scaffold into a place to prepare for some more mural work. He looks like he's in bad shape now. The Hutch head cracked open, exposing riches. It looks like one of the horrors may have taken Starsky's sunglasses. His eyes! What are with his eyes? Why? Why does he look like that? Next. The scaffold continues rolling, coming to a stop in front of your door, jamming it shut. Next. You are now trapped in your office too. You and Problem Sleuth will now have to work together if you want to escape. Proceed commands for Ace Dick with AD and for Problem Sleuth with PS. AD. Reach through window and move scaffolding out of the way. The scaffolding is jammed in place. It seems a break for the wheels was triggered after it came to a stop. You can't push it away either. The top just bumps up against the ceiling. There's no climbing out of the window with your portly frame because the scaffold bars. because of the scaffold bars. Unless someone comes to help you, or you find a blowtorch to meld through the bars. You're probably not going out of this office anytime soon. Nice try, though. Okay, forget it then. Hey, pick up Tommy gun. I beg your pardon? Get the phone pieces sitting around. You put the phone parts in your inventory. Slip PS's phone parts. You slip phone parts through the slot to an awaiting problem sleuth. Next. But he is not waiting for them in the dumbwaiter. The phone parts fall somewhere into the dark shaft below. Nice work, bonehead McFuckup. 80, look inside Huggy Bear statue for riches. There's a hammer in the broken Snoop Dogg bust. You place the hammer in your inventory. Next. Yes, climb halfway out the window, then unplug window. Just 374 or 370. Okay. Widow loses its extra-dimensional portal properties and severs you midway through. You are dead. Go back. Okay, I guess I'll go back. Oh wait, don't do that. We're not sure what you were thinking. P.S. Check behind clown poster. Behind the poster is another clown drawn immediately on the metal. Under the paper is a long game code. This is probably a code you can use to return to a particular state in this game. You put it in your inventory. Pounce on keys before they disappear. What? Okay. You pick up the ring of keys. Okay, cool. Armed with your Tommy gun, you're one hard-boiled lug. Nobody mess with this tough guy, see? Go into dumbwaiter so you can receive an item. You go down the dumbwaiter. Ace Dick tries to give you an item, but the hammer is too big to fit into the slot. Ace gives you all his business cards instead. In return, you give him your collection of unpleasant notes. 80. Examine notes. You recognize both of these notes. You wrote and delivered them to your neighbor to get his goat. One of them has something on the back. He wrote a rebuttal on the other side and taped it to the back of his fake safe for your viewing pleasure. Luckily, the combination to the safe is on this paper. You clearly composed your note on this document without noticing. 80. Use it to open safe. You enter the combination. The smaller compartment opens up to reveal 3 old-fashioned keyholes. 80. Go look through pig painting to see what PS is up to. You have to unplug your large panoramic window from its portable generator first. Of course. Unplug window. Look through holes. Ah! Candy corn vampire. You topple backwards onto your particle board desk. It was supported by a couple of smaller busts, including one of your favorites, Snoop Dogg from Soul Plane. Throw Snoop Dogg through big window portal. First, you organize all of the particle board into a neat pile to reduce clutter. You ready the Snoop for throwing. Throw. The bus crumbles against the rigid surface of the unplugged window. There's just no breaking the plane unless it's plugged in. Amidst the rubble is a couple pieces of candy corn and a small key. Examine the cruet next to the Snoop Dogg bust. First, you unplug the window back in so you stop stubbing your toe on things. Stubbing your toe is known to be brutal on your pulchritude stat. You pick up the cruet of brandy. 80. Examine rope. You pick up the rope. 80. Use Tommy gun on safe keyholes. You use your ring of keys to unlock the keyholes on the safe. Next. The ring of keys blows a hole in the safe. The safe is open. 80. Throw hammer through the window. Now that the window is plugged in, you may effectively vent your rage with a heavy object. The hammer shatters the glass and falls to the street far below your penthouse office suite. Next. 80. Get candy corn in preparation for your own vampire act. Who? What? Why? So... Interesting. So, even though he died in a non-canon ending, the part that's cut off is still down there. Interesting. What? Interessante. Oh, shit. I should have done that from the beginning. 80. Get candy corn in preparation of your own vampire act. Pick up candy corn and small key. Cool. Look through clown picture at Ace. Candy corn vampire. A stick ate the candy corn. He is an unimaginative lout and an all-around wet blanket. Next. Ace enjoys a small boost in pulchritude from the candy. His modest pulchritude gauge is now maxed out. He inadvertently swallowed the small key along with the candy corn. It is now safely stored in his stomach. Built for it. You figure it's time to do something constructive for a change. Your stout bunker of particle board is a smashing success. The Zoolander chimney is now the jewel in its crown. See what you have stashed in the safe. You can't reach the opening. You would stand on the chair, but you don't think it's quite high enough. Besides, it is now built into your fort, and there's absolutely no going back. AD, throw forward that window. That's the stupidest idea you've ever had. AD, use bus stand as step to access the safe. By backing two bus stands, you can easily reach the safe opening. Go in. It's your secret hideaway, a great place for ducking into when being persecuted by unscrupulous whores. Acrid fumes from the room fill your nostrils. Go up, dumbwaiter. Cool. Next. The dumbwaiter goes up, revealing the phone parts, which had fallen down the shaft earlier. While you're at it, you compose another unpleasant note on the back of one of the others, and slip it through the slot. Yes, get phone parts and hook them up to your phone. Your phone is now 2/3 complete. It is ringing again. You're going to need that receiver. 80. Exit, dumbwaiter. Open door lock with Tommy gun. You throw your ring of keys at the lock. They jangle uselessly against the door. You're not sure what you expected was going to happen. You sure can be dumb sometimes. The ring of keys ammo is down to 90%. Pick up keys. Pick up your Tommy gun. Use rope to escape office through window. You won't need to use a rope to escape through the window. There is a fire escape stairway. You climb on to the generator, out the window, and onto the stairs. The generator is chugging away. It is fueled by potent grain alcohol. Its fuel gauge is at 80%. Go downstairs. Next. The stairs at the end of the roof of an adjacent building. There is a pulley on the other side. There is a small skylight window on the center of the roof. Look in window. It's Pickle Inspector, the poor sap strapped in his office by that petty bastard Problem Sleuth. He is currently in his fort. There is no light in his office. His skylight window must not be powered. Next. You suddenly feel weird about standing on the other side of an unpowered window. You feel as though there will probably be metaphysical consequences. Oh, Etch-a-Sketch. Next. A frightening beast appears. P.S. Alert Pickle Inspector to turn on his window. That looks like the one thing from Homestuck, the slime creature. But it is a frightening beast, actually. Yes, alert Pickle Inspector to turn on his window. You have a feeling your portly ally is in trouble somehow. You pound against the wall, but the inspector is in his fort, off in his own world. Yes, drink whiskey and go into fort. You decide to take the matter up with him directly. You take a healthy swig from your flask of whiskey to boost your imagination, and duck into the old fort. 80. Address this beast situation. 80. Appease the beast by doing the truffle shuffle. In a stirring homage to the tubby boy Chunk in the Goonies, you lift your chute and produce the most blubber-jostling jig you can muster. You're quickly slain by the hungry beast. No, wait, never mind. You really like the Goonies, and you think the beast probably does too, but you think a little restraint is called for in this situation. 80. Use your keys to kill the beast. You squeeze the trigger of your Tommy gun and fill the creature with lead. The beast is unfazed. You are down to only 5% ammo, and you doubt the remainder of your bullets will finish off the encroaching monster. 80. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. You run up the stairs into the safety of your window. 80. Vomit up key. You can't just vomit things on command. That's ridiculous. On the other hand, when there's liquor in your system, that's a different story. Take a healthy swig of whiskey to restore some vim. Well, okay, it's not whiskey, but you decide to open your cuvette of brandy and throw back a stiff belt. The alcohol has no effect on your Vim characteristic, but it quickly maxes out your crude little imagination gauge. The room starts spinning. You'll need to duck into a safe place to expand the imagination fast. 80. Go into fort. Next. You are standing in your imaginary office. You can hardly believe how shitty your imagination is. Pick a poorly drawn gun. That is a poorly drawn gun, you're right. Along with everything else in here that is also poorly drawn. You pick up this shitty gun. You'd be shocked if it worked at all. 80. Head over to PI's place for imaginary mixer. Problem Sleuth is already there, trying to get into the locked office. 80. Knock furiously on the door. You shatter glass with your beefy fist. Look inside. Oh, it is Pickle Inspector's imaginary office. He sure knows how to live it up. He really does. That is so intricately, just intricate. Next. He uses his potent imaginative powers to replace a broken door with one of solid steel. Problem Sleuth is gone. He probably went downstairs. Follow him. You find Problem Sleuth on the street. He is rounding up items scattered on the street and tying them to the magnetic tape. It looks like he brought down a large bag of candy corn from his office. He may have considered tying it to the tape, but it is too heavy to be hauled up through the window. It probably will need to be hauled up by something stronger. Like a rope, perhaps, one slung around a pulley. Send tape up with hammer and phone parts. You let go of the tape. It is reeled in through the window with the items. Unfortunately, the hammer catches on the window's power cord and unplugs it. Next. Oh no. Next. A terrifying beast appears. You are both armed with imaginary weapons and ready for melee. Yes, get that dog-walking gentleman to help you out. The gentleman appear to be a brainless non-entity. 80. Use half-dead body as a bait for that monster. Torso flail. Battle technique. Beast gobbles the torso. He is temporarily placated by the red meat. Amazing red meat. 80 and PS. Fire at will. Your imaginary guns seem to be no more effective than the pea shooters. Ace's bullets barely manage to clear the barrel. The beast suffers minimal damage. 80. Get closer to the beast and fire. Stand on the center blocks and take aim. Your piece of shit gun jams and explodes. The beast takes significant damage. Ace-Dick loses an imaginary life. Sure, that's significant damage. Next. Ace-Dick has returned to the physical plane. You are feeling nauseous from the earlier boost to your imagination. You puke. Check on imaginary battle. Problem Sleuth has been slain by the beast. You wake up from your imaginary boss battle with a very real hangover. You quickly drink some coffee to restore your vim. Yes, plug window back in. Examine loot tied to tape. Recording device reeled in the phone receiver and the hammer. P.S. Put your phone back together. Finally, you can field some phone calls from flustered broads. Put the hammer in your inventory. Call PI with call PI with a newly assembled phone. You don't know Pickle Inspector's number, or if he even has a phone. Besides, your rotary dial appears to have strange symbols on it rather than numbers. Strange symbols. You vaguely recall seeing somewhere the sequence of symbols star, heart, horseshoe. However, you can't quite remember the symbol star, heart, horseshoe. You will need the piece of paper with star, heart, horseshoe written on it if you wish to remember the sequence star, heart, horseshoe. 80. Search through your vomit to find your key. You pick up the small key. 80. Check if the key works on the lock in the safe room. You unlock the lock and open the door. Powerful fumes waft into your nostrils. Yes, use hammer to pry boards off door in safe room. You pry at the boards with the hammer, but before you can pry any off, the door swings open, away from the boards. It seems the boards never actually served to obstruct the door in the first place. 80 in PS. Examine rooms. You are now Pickle Inspector. Chapter 4 of 22. I guess I missed when it said Chapter 3. Last time I remind you to save. You're on your own from here. Cool. Cool. Jesse, how's Problem Sleuth thus far?
Fucking weird.
Weird as hell. Weirder than Homestuck?
No.
No. Just as weird as Homestuck?
Yes.
Also, yeah. I don't know what part you were reading at, but so far, the pages have been really short compared to Homestuck's.
Homestuck's pages are just touch.
And I will say the pages in Homestuck do get longer as time goes on, so we're in for a ride. Look around the room. Examine your surroundings. Your door is blocked by something. And judging from the marks on the door, it looks like you attempted to open it with some sort of weapon. There's a hairpin on the floor. Pick up hairpin. You equip the hairpin. Okay, sweet. You're armed with a machine gun. You are an unstoppable murdering machine. The heavy weapon is perfect for sating that burning desire to fill something with hot lead. Next. Drop the machine gun. Your Vim characteristic is way too low to carry around such a heavy weapon. Yeah, take a look out hole in window. A trombone is wedged between the door and the wall. The horn is really rusty. It could use some serious polishing. Replace the cover on the elf picture. It bothers you. You try to push the safe closed, but it is too heavy. Your Vim is not nearly high enough. You're not sure where the elf painting cover went. Perhaps an elf took it. Elves may or may not be real. Yeah, eat Smarties to boost Vim. They are not Smarties. They are Tootsie Rolls. Yeah. Honestly, they could have been either one. Yeah, become homoerotically interested in your fan. You attempt to woo your fan by turning it on. However, there's no electricity in your office presently. There's a card taped to the fan. Yeah, look at card. Glass Blowers Inc. Offering glass creations with no erotic connotations whatsoever since 1905. Seriously, we just make things out of glass. 1-800-BLOW-HARD. You place the Glass Blowers Inc. card in your inventory. Become homoerotically interested in your fan. Andrew Hussey becomes aroused by fans of MS Paint adventures. Way to break the fourth wall, numbskull. Good job. Good job. PS and AD and PI. Dance. Yeah. They all dance synchronously, yet despite being in separate rooms. Next. A stick enters the back room. There are a couple of stills. One is for making illicit liquor during the Prohibition era. Another is for making another sort of substance, possibly also illicit. All of the liquor appears to have been stolen. There are some handgun bullets on the floor. There's also a target painted on the ceiling for some reason. Loud swing music and lively footsteps are heard from the room above. Next. Problem Sleuth enters the back room. It appears to be a storage room for various instruments. Mysteriously, most of the instruments have been plundered from the room. Hung on the wall are portraits of some legendary jazz musicians. You regard them with awe. Loud swing music and lively footsteps are heard from the room above. I take a hearty swig from mysterious bottles. The first bottle contains illicit moonshine. The second bottle contains hot sauce. The third bottle contains your own excrement saved up from prolonged office entrapment. What kind of excrement? What kind of excrement, PI? What kind of excrement? Please tell me. You would take a swig from one, but you seem to have misplaced your handy drinking implement. 80, load keys to use on target on ceiling. You pick up the handgun bullets. They are not compatible with your Tommy gun. You will have to use the remainder of its ammo if you wish to fire it. Okay, fire Tommy gun at target. You point the ring of keys, target ward. Cutscene. The room above is a busy speakeasy. Clients boisterously enjoy illicit libations. There is a bust of the speakeasy's owner, the mobster Kingpin. He is obviously the scourge of a pseudo-prohibition-era universe. Nobody fucks with him. Next. Bullets pierce through the floor in a semicircular pattern around the bust. The patrons flee in fright of the exit. The exit is now barred through some automated security mechanism, probably to prevent meddlesome coppers from barging in. Next. Gunfire ignited the potent fumes from the stills. The room is on fire. The ring of keys is out of ammunition. PI break the glass in the door, dislodging the trombone. You take a limp-wristed swing at the glass, but it seems there is no glass in the doorframe. You tumble through the opening. Next. You're in a small room with an elf. The elf possibly guards secrets and a switch behind him. I ask the elf for wishes. Your pulchritude is too low to command the loyalty of elves. I leave. Exit the small room through the door. Search room for drinking implement. You find a rubber tube under your hat. Look for a container to siphon the liquid into. You retrieve your tea set from your fort. You had been keeping it in there to supplement your imaginative games of make-believe. Siphon liquid. You siphon some of the hot sauce into the teapot. You siphon some of the illicit liquor into a teacup. You decide to leave the shit where it is. Oh, that's what it is. Just shit. Cool. Great. Fantastic. Take a sip of hot sauce. You take a small sip from your teapot. Your vim is boosted. You begin to sweat profusely. Add hairpin to inventory. You equip the hairpin. Next. The machine gun suddenly goes off. The lousy thing has a hairpin trigger. The bottles are shattered, leaving an unpleasant slurry all over the floor. Next. You drop the machine gun. You're still too weak to wield it. It goes off again, and the volatile concoction catches fire. Your office is on fire. Next. The skylight above jostles. It pops out of place to reveal a sprinkler, which has been activated by the smoke. Next. The sprinkler douses the flames. The skylight dangles from its power cord, which is plugged into an outlet on the ceiling. The water cools you off. Your vim returns to normal. Examine plaques beneath pictures. 1. Blind Willie Buttermilk Stubbs. 2. Father Blind Pappy Ramblin' Jackson. 3. Earl Stokes Can't See a Damn Molasses Nuts. Such extraordinary jazz legends. They bring a tear to your eye. It seems they are without their instruments, though. Play Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata on the piano. That is a lovely song. You can't remember the notes to that song. Instead, you play an improvised rendition of the classic Buttermilk Stubbs composition. Things are really starting to cook. Next, some icons beneath the plaques are revealed. Go down the stairs to attempt to open the door. 80, go up the stairs, attempt to open door. Next. Both of the doors are blocked from the other side. It appears someone has wedged an oboe between the doors. Lovely. 80, drink a brandy and forget you are on fire. You imbibe heavily to drown your conflagrative sorrows. 80, MC Hammer slide out of the room. Next. You enter your fort to escape the shrieking nightmare that has swallowed your life whole. PI, add skylight to inventory. You take the skylight. PI, drink some illicit moonshine and rush to your fort. You take a sip. It only marginally boosts your already naturally high imagination stat. You will need to consume a much more powerful form of liquor if you wish to boost it much further. You duck into the fort to escape the freezing downpour. Next. You hear your phone ringing from the other room. Retrieve clarinet, trumpet, and tuba from secret room. You gather up the horns. Beneath the tuba is a cartridge of Tommy gun munitions. Use instruments on respective jazz legends. You supply the musicians with their horns. A switch appears on the wall. Throw the switch. The power is activated in Pickle Inspector's office. The fan turns on. The wind from the fan blows the safe shut. Lovely. Fantastic. Next. The power in Problem Sleuth's office shuts off. The phone is still ringing. Okay, interesting. Yes, tell Dame on phone to call back. Take slug of whiskey. You answer the phone in hard-boiled manner. Explain to the woman gruffly that you'd love to help her out, sweetheart, but you're up to your neck in all this weird puzzle shit. You hang up. Yes, enter Fort. Next. Dame explains into the dead receiver. Please don't go. She's been trapped in her apartment for hours and needs help. Oh god, that's so unfortunate for you. Next. Enter your imaginary office now with only 2 imaginary lives to spare. Try to be a little more careful this time. Yes, exit office. A Stick and Pickle Inspector are having a chat. I wonder if they are talking about you. AD, whisper to PI to rouse PS's curious suspicion. A Stick is whispering something to the lanky fellow. You smell a plot. Your mind fiercely sets to work on a way to disrupt their connivings. Yes, charge down the hall shouting profanities and being silly. This is the best plan you can come up with. Amazing. Next. The other 2, inspired by your magnificent pulchritude, rally around you as a leader and follow you toward the exit. You stop them, reminding them that there's a monster on the street, and they are terribly ill-equipped for the battle. You will need better armaments. Yes, ask PI to conjure more powerful armaments. Pickle Inspector nods sagely. You'll see what he can do. Next. Problem Sleuth is armed with the candy corn handgun. Oh my god, that is the best handgun that could have ever been concocted in the entirety of existence. Actually, scratch that. Zilly who actually is. Next. A Stick is armed with the Tootsie Roll shotgun. Pickle Inspector is armed with the Pez Uzi. Pose as a team because shit just got real. You copy and paste your previous poses into a new file and animate the background rapidly. PI, shoot Ace Dick in the face. All exit and begin candy-oriented assault. The Great Beast is ready for battle with a replenished health bar. Fast-paced organ music and haunting vocal chorus accompanies your epic struggle. Yep, that's totally what the music that's playing for me right now is. Totally. Next. Auto parry? No! The beast makes a preemptive assault on your party's leader. Your auto parry kicks in. You avoid the savage lunge with your Sleuth roll. Oh, I thought the auto parry was from the Great Beast, not from the party leader. P.S. Battle menu. Aggress, battle technique, combat, operandi, persuade, mollify, abscond. Animal communion. Elf tears. Insulin level. You open your battle manual and select Aggress. Fire your candy corn handgun at the monster. It takes heavy damage from the projectile treats. PI, battle menu. Follow Problem Sleuth's lead and riddle the beast with high-powered rounds of Pez. 80 battle menu. A Stick socks the Tootsie Roll shotgun and strikes a brutal affront for massive damage. The beast is slain. Reap spoils of battle. Victorious moment. Problem Sleuth gained a level. Imagination +1. Pulchritude +5. Vim +1. Problem Sleuth accrued battle technique. Sleuth diplomacy. Problem Sleuth can commune with the following animals. Weasels. A Stick. This is too much reading for me! A Stick gained a level. Imagination +0, Pulchritude +0, Vim +6. A Stick increased stomach capacity by 0.4 liters. A Stick increased stomach capacity by 0.5 liters. A Stick increased stomach capacity by 0.75 liters. A Stick achieved level 18, stomach prowess. A Stick accrued combat operandi, belly of the whale. Pickle Inspector gained a level. Imagination +10, Pulchritude +2, Vim +0. Pickle Inspector learned how to imagine the following items. Jawbreaker Cannon Gummy Bear IED, Peanut Brittle Dumbwaiter. A Stick gained a level. Imagination +0, Pulchritude -3, Vim +8. A Stick accrued battle technique level 2 Truffle Shuffle. The beast dropped artifact Polished Horn. Yes, jump onto monster's leg. The torso cavity is mushy and warm. It makes for a comfortable bucket seat. Use legs like power armor and stroll around the city. Problem Sleuth goes for a stroll. P.I. Examine polished horn. Its luster is arresting. It's mysterious, unfathomable. You place the polished horn in your inventory. P.I. Get imaginary candy corn. Pick up a bag of candy corn. P.I. Conjure peanut brittle dumbwaiter. 80. Take a dog from man. You take the ugly dog. Good job. You stole a rendition of a dog. And a literal rendition, not as in the rendition in the sense that this is all a rendition of a story. Yeah. Yes, summon Weasel King. Weasel King? You do not have enough elf tears to summon Weasel King. P.I. 80. Go up a dumbwaiter into 80's window. You cannot go up the stairs to Ace's office. The path is blocked by a frightening beast. P.S. Use monster legs to jump up to compatriots. Sensing your compatriots are in trouble, you decide to use your powerful legs to leap into battle. Cool, you have powerful legs. Amazing. But something distracts you. A light coming from that storefront, and music. Interessante. It is a dancer spinning to the tune of a music box. Next. An unfamiliar face looms large behind it. 80. One word, belly of the whale. You would use combat operandi, belly of the whale, with gusto. However, your cache of elf tears is dry as bone. Is as dry as a bone. Next. The beast makes an unexpected pounce. Pickle Inspector employs successful auto parry with the technique Pickle Distraction. 80. Truffle Shuffle, level 2. Battle technique. You show the beast what you and fat kids elves everywhere are made of. Next. Amazing. Amazing technique. Next. The beast suffers minimal damage. No, that should have been maximal damage. That should have one-hit KO'd them. Ace Dick is slain. Oh, he's dead now. That's unfortunate. Yes, investigate the window. The dancer in the window stops spinning. The window goes dark. Next. Oh no. Another battle shall occur. Next. Oh god. That is terrifying. That is like 5 times larger than the first one you slain. Yeah, imagine Jawbreaker Cannon. Fire. The Jawbreaker Cannon. Whoa. Savage upgrade. The Jawbreaker Cannon inflicts Savage upgrade for 100% damage, or 100x damage. The beast is defeated. Pickle Inspector gained a level. Imagination plus 12. Pulchritude plus 1. Vim minus 4. Pickle Inspector accrued battle technique level 5. Disconcerting goggle. The beast dropped artifact. Burnished horn. Yes, use legs to imitate creatures' mating dance. You strut your stuff with some fancy footwork. Next. Problem Sleuth is slain. Oh no, you only have one more life, Problem Sleuth. You better use it wisely. At least I think. No, it wasn't. No, it was Problem Sleuth. Yeah. Beast, put on hat. P.I. Take horn. You acquired the burnished horn. Cool, good job. P.I. Hurry upstairs. You speed toward Ace's office to make sure he's alright. Next. Your imaginary body cannot be sustained on the material plane. Pickle Inspector loses an imaginary life. Ace Dick is nowhere to be found. Next. The Dick suffers an unpleasant aftermath at his imagination binge. The flames in the still room are doused by a large volume of vomit. Good job. Sleuth quenches his hangover with a reminder of coffee. This song probably isn't the best. Skip that. Yes, Sleuth quenches his hangover with a remainder of coffee. Next. Chapter 5. Oh, Jesse, should I finish Chapter 5 or should I stop at Chapter 5?
Finish Chapter 5.
Okay. Chapter 5, 22. And then one of these streams I'm gonna have to do 6 chapters instead of 5. Pickle or for goodness. Pickle Inspector returns to the material plane. The office is flooded. The outlet's electricity is shorted out. Next. Next. Water spills into the small elf chamber. No! Next. One of the elves playing poker waves at you. He seems to beckon for you to join them. Okay? One of the elves playing... Oh, I already read that. Yeah, forget the degenerate gamblers and save the drowning elf. It's too late for him. There is nothing you can do. Oh god. Yeah, I stick hairpin in outlet. This would be a horrible idea if, even under the best of circumstances, you pick up the hairpin anyway. P.S. Go retrieve the unpleasant note from dumbwaiter room. It looks like an apology note from a stick, or something approximating an apology. Maybe he wants to bury the hatchet after all these years. The mollification is likely an account of your high pulchritude stat. This reminds you, now that Pickle Inspector's safe is closed, you can read that note again. P.S. Go look through mural holes. Sure enough, there's the note. You can now remember the sequence heart, horseshoe. You hear the safe opening from the other side. Next. Tootsie Roll Frankenstein. Okay. Next. You topple backwards and crush your fort. No! Yeah, damn it, this is no time for shenanigans. Stop the water. There's no way to turn it off. You will suffer the same fate as that poor elf if you stay much longer. P.I. Join the elves. You duck into the elves' lair for sanctuary. They activate the emergency shutter to seal off the room. The elves introduce themselves. Ropo, Zopo, Foco, and Blod all sit around a table playing cards, while strategizing against a common enemy. You are currently you are a little nervous. You dip your head politely to your new hosts. P.I. Look underneath the table. You spy a small hatch under the floor. Ropo must insist you cease your snooping. Maybe someone with more pulchritude could persuade him to see reason. Probably. P.I. Threaten elves with hairpin to make them cry. Despite your most aggressive showing, the elves remain unmoved. They are obviously emotionally stalwart creatures, totally implacable. I think that's implacable. Next. Blood notices a pornographic playing card has slipped into the deck. He begins to cry. Hunk rump. P.I. Collect elf tears. You harvest the elf tears with your teacup. P.I. plugs skylight into power outlet. The small portal lights up. You accidentally drop the hairpin through it. The heavy object shatters the glass. It's a hairpin. How does a hairpin shatter glass? Because it's heavy. I really shouldn't question these things. This is Andrew Hussey writing this that we're talking about. P.S. Dial star heart horseshoe on phone. The face of the phone opens, revealing a hidden chamber. There is a piece of paper inside. P.S. Take paper. It is the sheet music for the song Moonlight Sonata. You place the sheet music in your pocket. P.I. Go up chimney. You enter the speakeasy. Next. You face north. There is another stunning mural on the wall, as well as a mysterious poster behind the bust. P.I. Ride bust like a mechanical bull. Wow, what a fucking waste of time. P.I. Remove oboe blocking doors at bottom of stairs. Your Vim is simply not high enough to dislodge the instrument. It's really stuck. P.I. Move the bust onto the X. You've got to be kidding. Remember, he's not strong enough to move the oboe. Why do you think he's strong enough to move the bust? P.I. Go through double doors. The doors are barred from the inside. It sounds like there is someone on the other side who will not let you in. You will either need a very high Vim rating to knock down the doors, or a high pulchritude rating to sweet talk your way in. You sure are proving useless in this room. 80 collect deceased Pickle Inspector's items. You are a little disgusted to find a skeleton in your office. You nevertheless rifle through its belongings. You take You take the bag of candy corn. The horns are unsettling to you for some reason, so you leave from there. Same with the Pez Uzi, which suddenly seems just plain silly. 80, go out window onto roof, pick up hairpin. First you wheel the jawbreaker cannon off to the side. You pick up the machine gun. A brood like you is easily able to wield the heavy weapon. 80, pass rope through skylight. Cool. There's a rope now. Yes, go to piano, play Moonlight Sonata. The melody is haunting. No wonder you rocked away this music. It is a treasure to the ears. Next. A compartment is revealed, exposing a powerful industrial fan. The fan blows the bust across the room. Cool video game logic there. On to the other X. 80 PS, swamp handgun and Tommy gun through slots. Problem Sleuth passes the key through the dumbwaiter slot. A stick passes the ring of keys through his slot too. Ooh, next. A stick picks up and loads the handgun with handgun bullets. Problem Sleuth picks up and loads the Tommy gun with Tommy gun munition. PI tie rope around bust and elbow strung through pulleys. You go back down the chimney and get the rope. Using your unusually high height characteristic, you bring it up to the ceiling pulleys, with the other end tied to the stubborn elbow. 80, make candy corn liquor. You feed the candy corn into the still. This should brew something with a real kick to it. It will take a moment. Yes, fire Tommy gun at target above piano. You riddle the ceiling with bullets in a particular pattern. Next. But nothing seems to happen. Great. 80, check progress of candy corn fermentation. Things are really percolating in there. You'd better head for cover fast. You don't want to be anywhere near that thing when it's done. 80, go out window and duck for cover. You shut the safe first, sealing it off tight, and Elf pokes his head out of the window. You wave, urging him to get his head down. 80, ride like a mechanical bull. This action, unsurprisingly, results in your death. Go back. No, just stay put and see what happens. Holy. That really explodes, don't it? Next. The front wall has been obliterated. Your office is now an inferno, but you're free to leave it. Next. The sprinkler system goes on. Next. You feel the whole building shake. Was that an explosion? You hear a cracking noise from above. Crack. The bust falls on the piano. Aw, that's unfortunate. Next. The oboe is dislodged. 80, drop handgun through skylight. Cool. 80, drop your own skull through skylight. Why? Okay. Good job, you made them cry. Well, I guess you do get elf tears from that. 80, check on the candy corn liquor. Parts of the wall and ceiling have collapsed. The path is blocked. P.S. See if your office is okay after explosion. Looks like the path here is blocked too. Yes, go upstairs. Allies are united for the first time on the material plane. You eye each other with suspicion. Where's the other guy? Okay. Yeah, I go down chimney again, get more tears, and handgun. Nice. You dump the liquor out of your teapot and fill it with the elf tears. You equip the handgun, a weapon more suited to your physical strength. Yeah, give some tears to PS. You fill Problem Sleuth's flask with elf tears. Yeah, go get candy corn liquor. Collect some of the potent candy corn liquor in your teapot. Woo. That is quite the ichor there. That looks majestic. 80, step outside of the office. Holy. You wonder what the fuck happened out there. Out here. 80, leave the building. The exit is locked. You will need the fabled megaton key to open the door. Legend has it that only the strongest man on Earth may lift this key. That is one big fucking door. 80, displace trombone. Water from the flooded room spills into the hall, dousing the flames. Yes, sweet talk your way in through doors. Using your advanced political acumen, you persuade the party on the other side of the door to let you in. The door unlocks. Yes, PI, go in. There's a large door guarded by two surly thugs. The door is locked. It looks like it will require more weird puzzle shit to open it. There are 3 skull-shaped grooves on the wall. Oh, lovely. Yes, carve a surprised face and pumpkin and put it in sad recess. Wrong adventure, dumbass. This, let me guess, brings me to a page that is unavailable because this adventure has not been published to the official Homestuck website, sadly. Oh. Okay. Alright, go back. No, wait, that's stupid. The thugs are advancing menacingly. It seems the sway of your charisma has worn off. Yeah, a retrieved skull from a elf hideout. You obtain the A-stick skull. Yes, battle manual. You comb through your list of battle techniques for a peaceful diplomatic solution to the conflict. Yes, sleuth diplomacy. You expend 1 elf tears. Next. You acquaint the surly thugs with your brand of diplomacy. Gun. Next. Pickle Inspector returns with the skull. Oh no! Oh no, are you going to now acquire Pickle Inspector tears in attempts to in an attempt to replace it for elf tears instead? PI, insert skull and groove. You place the A-stick skull in the middle slot. Lovely. AD, go grab Pickle Inspector's skull. Retrieve your ally's skull and drop it in through the skylight. AD, use trombone to breathe underwater. You prepare to use the instrument as an oversized snorkel, but as should have been obvious to you, the room is no longer filled with water. Cool. P.S. Summon Weasel King. Combat operandi. You have absolutely no idea how to solve this stupid puzzle and open the doors. As a last-ditch effort, you think it's finally time to summon His Majesty. You expend 3 elf tears. Next. You had enough elf tears, but unfortunately in order to summon the Weasel King, you will need some weasel snot. The weasel emissary appears instead. Use your strong sense of animal communion to commune with the emissary. He communes back, communing concern over whether he can trust you. Yes, allegiance menu. Oh. You can either have an allegiance with the elves or the weasels. Which do you choose? Jesse. You can either allegiance yourselves with the elves or weasels. What do you choose?
Elves or weasels? Weasels sound cooler.
You must make a choice. To which group does your allegiance belong? Yes, break all the shoulder buttons and start plus select. Problem sleuth. Press start. Sure, press start. Okay. Anyway, let's go back. Yes, align thyself with the elves. The emissary flips the fuck out. Yes, use Mollify to calm down the emissary. Pickle Inspector politely suggests that he be allowed to try something first, before such extreme measures are taken. Ogle the emissary disconcertingly to calm him down. The emissary's hysterical state appears to subside. It has subsided. Eddie, go through door's window and throw the switch. You enter the small room and throw the switch. The room starts to travel upward like an elevator. Yes, okay, fine, align thyself with the weasels. The emissary appears pleased. Next. Explains that his people face a criminal impasse. They require your help. He asks if you can spare exactly 1 heroes from your ranks to help them with your plight. with their plight. It is imperative that this chosen one has an unusually high height characteristic, for reasons that remain mysterious. P.S. Appoint P.I. as chosen savior of the weasels. The emissary thanks you. He and Pickle Inspector disappear into the portal. Next. Ace Dick arrives at the elevator's destination floor. It appears to be some sort of control room. There is an array of monitor displays, as well as a code machine sitting on the table. 80. Examine the map on the wall. 4 nations at war. You wonder who the warring parties are, and why they can't just get along. Great question. Probably, resources, or, religious reasons. Check out monitors. Looks like some rooms are under surveillance. 80. Check behind the door. The door is blocked from the other side. It can only open part of the way into a very dark room. It bumps up against something totally immovable. 80. Open hatch in floor. The hatch, shockingly, is locked. Next. There appears to be a convoluted puzzle on the opposite wall. Perhaps it will open the hatch. You were pretty dull and not very creative though. You have no idea how to solve it. P.I. Tower over weasels in brazen display of height attribute. Yes, yes! None stand taller than you in this realm. You are a giant among men. Next. There are no weasels around to be impressed. However, you stand amidst a field of salted melons. Why are they salted, and why are they in a field? P.S. Go down and see what the elves are up to. Oh hell, you forgot to switch your allegiance. The elves are quite agitated. P.S. Change allegiance to calm elves. The elves are pacified by your gesture of goodwill. Robo, their leader, briefs you on a critical mission. You exhibit signs of being the chosen hero for this mission, which has long been prophesied by elven lore. P.I. Look around. There appears to be some commotion by the tree in the distance. P.I. Check it out. Some weasels congregate beneath the nest of elf eggs. They yearn for a succulent yolk. If only they had a savior of height to help them. P.S. Accept mission. The elves are grateful for your bravery. Ropo instructs you to first leave behind all your material possessions. You cannot be burdened by such things on this quest of the spirit. You dump everything from your inventory into the skylight, including your hammer, elf tears, business cards, and game code sheet. You drop your Tommy gun on the floor, and you leave your candy corn where it is, though. Next. Ropo lifts the table to reveal a hidden latch. Yes, enter the hatch. P.I. Eat eggs. They look delicious, but you just can't do it. It would just be so impolite. P.I. Give weasels of elf eggs. Your valor is lauded robustly. P.S. Fall in a more hard-boiled manner. This is how a real man falls. A man's man. You better secure your hat to safeguard the candy corn. 80. Go down to Skylight and get game code. You acquire the game code. While you're at it, you grab a flask of elf tears. Nice. Next. You decide to bring your window with you, so you won't have to go up and down every time some goofball somewhere drops another cool item through the skylight. You strap the generator to your back. Next. You prop the window up vertically against the wall. Yes, quit falling and land already. You land. There's a small cottage. Next. Let me see something. Oh shit. We already passed chapter 6 apparently. Does chapter 7 end? Or we're already in we're in chapter 6. So I guess we finished chapter 6. A pair of funny-looking hands places a pie on the window to cool. You recall the critical mission detailed in your briefing. You must abandon with the pie. You must abscond with the pie. Yes, politely ask the pair of hands for the pie. You contemplate the civil approach, but you just can't do it. It's too risky. Besides, you don't have enough mannerset shards in your etiquette monstrance for a polite request. Next. The cottage dwellers appear to be preoccupied. Now's your chance to be the big shot. Yes, abscond with the pie. You haul ass through the woods. The clowns are hot on your trail. They are. That is, in fact, indeed what they are doing. 80, go through window. Wait. 652, 656. Yeah, okay. You walk through the vertical window. Next. Good job. Next. You land on the side of an enormous beast. It appears the beast has defecated Problem Sleuth's imaginary remains, including his skull. Suddenly you hear some music from the storefront windows begin to play. Next. Beast disappears. You fall to your death. Go back a few times. Yup. 80, open control panel. You find a parachute inside. You take it. PI politely accept reward for your heroics. The Weasel Emissary comes to grant you a boon. By tapping your raw energy locked within your ample Manorcite shards, you politely accept. The Emissary guides you to the spider hole of disquisition. You are to embark upon a journey of the spirit. PI, enter spider hole. P.S. Drop one candy corn to his distracted pursuers. No way, you simply cannot spare it. Next. The elf exemplar offers you sanctuary from the cruel rogues. Next. Exemplar thanks you for your heroism. He accepts the pie and grants you one boon. You're allowed to embark upon a quest of the spirit. He disappears, leaving you alone in this room with no exit. The only object in the room is a magic wardrobe. P.I. Fall in a sillier manner. Bump. P.S. Open wardrobe. You wonder what magical realm this portal will lead you into. There is only one way to find out. P.S. Enter wardrobe. You crash against the back of the wardrobe, which is rock solid. You fall unconscious. Next. Next. Yay, chapter 7. We are done here. We are done here. Yay! Okay, I suppose we'll do this next week as well. But before we do that, I want to talk about more MS Paint adventures shit.
Okay.
So, as we know, we have Homestuck, and then we also have Problem Sleuth. But there's also Bard Quest, which needs to be put on here at some point, and Jailbreak, which also needs to be put on here at some point. I think I could probably do both of these in one stream, since 82 pages and 134 pages. I assume they're going to be of no talking, similar to Problem Sleuth. And then Sweeper and Hell Jeff has been added. Let me check that. Yeah, I think this is the last page. Okay, so they have... I just came from Sweeper on Hella. Why is everything in Spodge colors? Yeah, we can read this at some point. And then, yeah, the Homestuck epilogues. In progress. What do you mean in progress? I guess not all of it has been uploaded? Whoa. What? Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so it's only gotten up to meat or candy. Alright. Obviously, we will read this as a group, because it's a sort of sequel. Yeah, and then there are some other things that are related to Homestuck that we'd probably read at some point after the first part of the thing. Anyway, let's open the log. and also the map. And we can close this. Yeah, we have chapter 7, 8, or 7 to 22 left. Interesting. Something I will say about all this. Oh, interesting. I've seen this face before. Is that, across, I've been noticing that, for the 6 chapters that we have read this thus far, it is, what is it? Implied that this whole thing is connected to Homestuck, just not directly plot-wise, but they are in the same universe, sort of. Sort of. I don't exactly quite understand that part of it, but you know. Anyway, next Sunday. Ooh, will I be able to next Sunday? I'm not sure, because I have a party that I have to attend to. Yeah, baby. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, next week, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll either get to chapter 11 or 12 next week, I think. And then from there, go 5 and then 5 and finish off with chapter 22. But yeah!
Right.
Okay, thoughts on Problem Sleuth?
It's more or less just more silly shenanigans, just like the intermission was. There's not a lot.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of stuff. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, in terms of style, it definitely is just like intermission, but you know.
It's just silly shenanigans.
Very silly shenanigans. Yeah. Is there anything else I need to say or want to say? I don't think so. Anyway, goodbye, humans. I will see you all next week then. Bye-bye.
queen, straight from the magazine, the Mixmeister of Master Swords and Mushrooms. Are you sure you're ready for this? Well, come on, get ready, get set, and here we go. The Game Bro's here, and